Today is the 101st day of the podcast. And there was a time in the history of Israel when they asked for a king, but that king didn't know how to obey. So God said in 1 Samuel 13:14 that he was going to look for a man after his own heart. He was going to find that man. Well, who did he find? God sends Samuel to Jesse, the Bethlehemite, and asks to look among his sons for the one he will anoint as king. And it says in 1 Samuel 16:1, the Lord said to Samuel, "How long will you grieve over Saul, since I rejected him from being king over Israel? Fill your horn with oil and go. I'll send you to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have selected a king for myself among his sons." So Samuel obeys. He goes to Jesse, and here's where we pick up the story in verse 5. He said, "In peace I've come to sacrifice to the Lord. Consecrate yourselves and come with me to the sacrifice." He also consecrated Jesse and his sons and invited them to the sacrifice. And then it came about when they entered that he looked at Eliab and thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed is before me." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or at the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For God sees not as a man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." And then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel, and he said, "Neither has the Lord chosen this one." Next, Jesse made Shammah pass by, and he said, "Neither has the Lord chosen this one." Thus Jesse made 7 of his sons pass before Samuel. But Samuel said to Jesse, "The Lord has not chosen these." Samuel said to Jesse, "Are these all of your children?" And he said, "There remains yet the youngest, and behold, he is tending the sheep." And then Samuel said to Jesse, "Send and bring him, for we will not sit down until he comes here." So Jesse sends for that son, and in verse 12 we read, "So he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy with beautiful eyes and a handsome appearance, and the Lord said, 'Arise, anoint him, for this is he.' And then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon David from that day forward. And Samuel arose and went to Ramah. If we go by outward appearance, that wasn't who the Lord chose. He didn't choose the oldest. He didn't choose the tallest. He didn't choose the obvious. The Lord chose the one that he had prepared for this role, and then chose and then anointed him. He finds the right heart. He found it in the youngest and in the least. Not even important enough to have brought along. So here's today's question. How do we choose a leader? What qualities do we look for? How does God make his choice known?